everybody. So welcome to this Facebook mini masterclass. I'm really delighted you're here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are talking about one of my favorite all-time topics, and that's how to experience life from who you really are. So you go and create what it is you want and ultimately feel the happiness, the ease, the peace, the contentment, the love, the joy, all those kind of gorgeous high vibe, happy feelings that ultimately we're all seeking, right? And I'm also going to share with you the best way to do this. So you go and start living life the way that you are meant to immediately. I mean, we're here once, right? So let's make it an amazing life. So before we start, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Di Hill. I am a transformational coach. I help midlife, highly driven women create their most incredible experience of life from who they were always designed to be. And so they discover what it is they really want in life and ultimately how to go and call it all in. I am not a life coach. I am a transformational coach. It's like life coaching on super speed. I'm also a best-selling personal development author. I'm a spiritual guide and I am an energy healer. And my entire purpose on life is to teach everybody how to up-level into who they were always designed and meant to be, so they can go and create the life of their dreams whilst we still have the wherewithal to do it. And I'm super excited to be here today, and I'm across a few channels. So hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to actually create a life from who you really are, and if it's even possible. Now, I know a lot of you watching might be wondering, what does who you really are even mean? And is it even possible to live from this place and create this sort of seemingly fantastical and elusive happiness and ease that, you know, we all want? But what I want for you is to create a life from who you truly are, because that's when you create the ease, the happiness, the joy, and a life that you love. And really, that is the only way. So before we start talking about that, I want you to think about the movie Eat, Pray, Love. You know, the one with Julia Roberts, and it's kind of her personal journey of kind of unbecoming herself. Now, that movie was a book, and it was actually a true story. And it's quite eye-opening in terms of someone who is finally true to themselves about what it is she wants, why she wants it, and then goes on to go and create it. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go find the book or watch the movie, because it's a really, really cool movie and it will change your life. And I want to remind you that scene in the beginning where Julia Roberts, who plays Elizabeth Gilbert, realizes and kind of finally fesses up to herself that she is deeply unhappy. She's done what she thought she should do in life. You know, she's got a beautiful house. She's married to this beautiful, gorgeous, successful guy. She's got a great job. And as she said, she actively participated in creating all of it. But at no point did she see herself in any of this. And that's what she starts to question. And you can kind of sense her fear, this realization of not knowing what to do next. But in that moment, she made a decision. And in her case, she actually got on her knees and started praying on the bathroom floor, kind of having a word for the first time. And she said it felt like such a foreign concept, kind of searching for answers, drawing a line, but then also not knowing how to move forward. And deep down, she knew she couldn't continue where she was, but she also didn't know where to start from moving onwards. And that can be really true, right? You know that something isn't right. You might be unhappy in some aspect of your life. You know you're not living the incredible life that you want, but you've got no idea on next steps. And I know this because that's exactly where I used to be. And in this scene, she's like really, really humble and she's asking for answers, but ultimately she's petrified. She's in serious trouble and she doesn't know what to do. And she's asking for help. And as she says, tell me how to do it and I'll do it. And this is huge because she's finally being honest with herself about how she's really feeling, even when she doesn't know the next steps. And so she climbs back into bed and her husband rolls over and he says something about not wanting to travel to Aruba, to which she then goes and replies with the big bombshell answer, I don't want to be married. Boom. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because there are so many elements of that scene that we can kind of apply to our own lives and how we really truly feel inside. And if we are being honest with ourselves, we spend so much time thinking, well, I should be happy. What's wrong with me? I'm just going to ignore that and kind of, keep forging through. But then there's kind of this disconnect about what we're kind of telling ourselves and how we're truly feeling on the inside. So really the best way to start is by drawing a line in the sand if you're not happy, and then fessing up to yourself, even if you're scared, even if you're fearful and you have no idea of next steps. Instead of putting on some act, getting through it, doing what you think you should be doing. This is admitting, and it's scary, that you're not happy. You're not living the life that you want. And you feel that deep disconnect, which is ultimately exhausting between, how life is and how you truly feel. And I know this because that was me. I want you to think about that scene. She's scared, but she's finally catching up with herself. When we're kind of watching what's going to play out and what's unfolding. And I'm encouraging you to really apply this to your own life. If you're not happy with the life that you want and you're being someone that you're not, then start, with that fessing up. So let's just keep that scene in our heads and contrast that to another movie. And this scene is from the film Little Miss Sunshine. And Toni Collette, who you might know as Muriel from Muriel's Wedding, plays Cheryl. Now, she's a stressed out middle-aged woman and wife. She's struggling to, juggle the demands of her family. She feels completely stuck, constantly putting everybody else's needs before her own. She's dreaming of something bigger and better, and she knows she deserves more, but she just feels overwhelmed by the expectations of others and basically ignores what she wants and needs. So she doesn't take any action. She kind of lives with this sense of frustration and this sort of simmering resentment and anger because she's got this life of duty and regret. And I see so many women feeling exactly the same way, doing what they think they should do, tick boxing their way through life, but inside feeling empty, disappointed, stuck and frustrated. And for Cheryl, because we're in movie land, finally she sees that change is possible if she's willing to take charge of her own happiness. But then it takes a major family crisis to make this happen. And so often this is only when we actually start making decisions, when it gets so bad. Now, I don't want this for you. I don't want you to wait for it to get so bad before you actually make a decision to change. Instead, saying, yes, I'm going to actually listen to myself. I'm going to feel the fear and start tending to my personal desires and dreams anyway. Now, I'm not saying you have to throw caution to the wind like old Julia Roberts does. Although, let's be honest, traveling around the world and discovering yourself really does sound amazing. But this is about you being honest and giving yourself permission to start this journey of self-inquiry and self-discovery so you can really create, the deeper fulfillment we all seek and meaning to life. Now, if you're cutting this out and you're staying in the stuck and frustrated place like Cheryl, I want you to know that firstly, you are not alone, because most of us deny what we really want and we stay in our little comfort zones, even if we're miserable. But the reason you stay stuck, overwhelmed, frustrated, and miserable is because actually you're scared. So this is really about you listening to yourself, saying yes to yourself, even when you're scared, petrified, and don't know the next steps. And what I believe is a good start is to tune in and be honest with yourself and start saying yes, even if you're scared, to these kind of gentle nudges and things that kind of excite and enliven you. So knowing all this, how is this making you feel? Suddenly being honest, saying yes, shining a spotlight on how you're feeling. Maybe you feel totally excited and even relief that this door has sort of finally been opened and you can be really honest. Or maybe you feel completely fearful, you're wanting to back away, ignore everything I've just said. Either way, it's good because I'm stirring something inside of you. And let's be honest, we are meant to feel a little bit of fear when we don't know the next steps. I mean, how boring would life be if we knew how it would all work out? Fear can really motivate us to take action, and it gives us, nervous excitement at moving ahead. But there's a sweet spot. Too much, you'll stay stuck and tell yourself, it's not possible, that's too scary, everything's actually fine, just gonna ignore it, hoping it'll all kind of go away. Been there, done that. And I do not want that to happen to you. Whereas saying yes to who you are, what it is you want, undoing what's holding you back, looking at the beliefs, the blocks, the stories, the noise, all the stuff, and taking that leap, even when you don't know how things are going, is the absolute best way for you to live your life. But actually, it's the only way. This is what creates the joy, the happiness, the ease, all the gorgeous stuff that you're seeking. So this is really about you shifting your mindset, moving from the place of it's not possible to it's possible, not caring if you're falling over, making mistakes or fail, taking the wrong turns, feel any judgment. It means nothing. There's no such thing as failure or mistakes. It's just feedback on whether what was going on at the time was actually right for you. I firmly believe that every single time you're shown what isn't right for you, it's actually a gift, because you're discovering what you do want and what makes sense to you. And there's so much grace and power in that, and gratitude. And this is just the beginning, right? There is no magical destination. You're always learning and healing and growing and releasing what's not you, so you keep coming back to your truth. So this is about consistency and honesty, deliberate intention, and continually listening to yourself. So when you do walk your path and forgiving yourself when you take the wrong directions, you can then create the life that you want. And I know this relates because so many people are stuck in their lives wondering why they haven't got the happiness and joy they want, wishing things and wanting things to be different. But, if you want to go and create a happy life, you have to be like Julia Roberts. You have to fess up. You've got to crumble a little bit, sit there feeling scared and be okay with not knowing, and then start making choices that feel like a hell yes. Now, I also want to talk to you about the key mistake people make when they start living from their true selves. And one of those key mistakes is that we don't go deep enough and do a kind of the back end healing that needs to be released so you can go and create the future that you want. We do the mindset work, we do the meditations, we do the affirmations, we have the awareness, we tell ourselves nice positive things. But unless you go into the gunk and how you really feel and why, you'll fall at that last hurdle. You'll start sabotaging yourself and then not taking action. We're physical beings, but we're also mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic beings. And how you feel, how that energy is on the inside and how that blocks your success is imperative to release it if you really want to create a life that you love. So it's about honesty, about getting into it, where those feelings are coming from. If you're really happy, and if not, why not? You've got to do this first before taking action. Otherwise, you will get in the way of yourself. You'll resort back to, familiar feelings, your comfort zones, because that feels familiar instead of this kind of scary, unknown next place that you've taken yourself. And otherwise, your brain will go into overwhelm with all these changes, and you're suddenly challenging the status quo. And believe me, you'll get in your way. So you have to take this step by step. Otherwise, I guarantee you'll slip back to your old ways. You've got to be like Julia. You've got to be scared, a little bit brave, a little bit like, okay, blind faith, help me out here. Not like Cheryl, who could feel it, but couldn't see out of her kind of overwhelming life unless something major had to happen. And I don't want you to experience that, right? So if you're wanting to go deeper on this, then I'm trying something new that I'm super excited about and would love to share with you. I have created an amazing 60-minute free masterclass, which gives you the exact 4-step process I use that will help you create the happy, incredible life you actually want now. And we'll go deeper on this. It's completely free to join. I'm going to invite you to click on the link below so you can get on the wait list, because this is going live very, very soon. And it's really going to help you kind of drill down on what's stopping you. You'll learn the top 3 mistakes everyone makes when trying to create a life that they love, and why this is costing you the ease and happiness you seek. And you'll discover that secret that no one really tells you to go and create what it is you want. And obviously my step-by-step method for creating an incredible life that is waiting for you to rise up and claim it, one that will bring you more time, ease, joy, happiness, peace, all the gorgeous stuff, without the overwhelm, the stress, the fear, the disappointment, the resentment, the anger, the sadness that you might not get it. Now listen, it's not live yet, but if you go and sign up on that wait list, you will get immediate access when it does. So if you missed this live, we've kind of covered so much. So go back to the beginning and, click on the replay, and just make sure that you click on that URL so you can get on the wait list for this free masterclass that will radically teach you how to change your life for the better and go and create what it is you want. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you again soon.